Well, you know, there are plenty of good times you can have between the sheets, right? So today we're going to talk in depth about one of those good times. Now, you all know I talk pretty openly about my love life with my husband, Ellen, but this time I am talking about something else. Joining me now is Dr. Scott Fogle, Director of Clinical Information at Life Extension. Well, Dr. Fogle, sleep is one of my favorite topics because people can't sleep, and it's not just menopausal women, it's across the board. Why?
Well, there's lots of reasons. Some people have that overactive mind. They can't shut their mind off. They're thinking about what happened during the day, what happened at work. Sometimes it's hormonal. Sometimes it's neurotransmitters. Sometimes it's just the stress of life. Sometimes it's even things like they're not getting enough magnesium in their diet. So there's multiple reasons why people can't sleep.
If you can't sleep because of hormones or because of stress, I mean, we experience so much stress in our daily life, what can you do about it if we're not going to go the sleeping pill route, which I really hope people don't? I think young people on sleeping pills, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
There's a wide range of things you can do. The first thing is the magnesium we talked about.
Right.
People should add that in. Usually about 500 to maybe 1,000 milligrams. Once you get above 1,000, that's when you
Now you get constipated?
No, the exact opposite usually.
Oh, you get diarrhea?
Yes.
Women really have trouble sleeping once they go into menopause. Let's talk about cortisol and the connection between not sleeping and cortisol.
Sure. For a lot of people, they get that reverse cortisol curve.
Cortisol is, for those who don't know what cortisol is a hormone.
It's a hormone, and it has multiple functions in your body, and one of them is when you wake up in the morning, the people who wake up and they're bright and shiny, and sometimes you want to kill them because they're ready to take on life and you don't feel the same way, their cortisol is actually high for them in the morning. Everybody's heard of melatonin. Well, melatonin's a wonderful hormone, and it helps us produce good sleep. And as we get older, our melatonin levels can go down. So people can try melatonin to help support healthy sleep. Now, the tricky thing with melatonin is the dosages from person to person can vary widely. Some people do fantastic with 300 micrograms of melatonin. That's a lower end dose. Other people may need 3 milligrams, maybe even 5 milligrams of melatonin. But here's one of the things is if you're taking too much, when you wake up in the morning, you might feel too kind of groggy. So that's a good sign, back the dose down a little bit. One of the other new things that's out is very interesting. It's called bioactive milk peptides. Now,
Tell me all about bioactive milk peptides.
So
it's a new one for me.
Yes, most people heard about if you want to go to sleep, drink a warm glass of milk before you go to sleep, right?
Yes.
So what they did is they said, well, if that's working, let's try to take the parts of that milk and extract them, concentrate them, and make them into something that people can take. And that was the whole thought process for developing the bioactive milk peptides.
Interesting. What if you're lactose intolerant?
Then it's probably going to work for you, but if you have an allergy to milk, then it may be more problematic.
So herb teas and things, do they do anything?
Yes, the chamomile teas, lavender teas, lemon balm, all very nice teas. Just don't do the Earl Grey teas because they have the caffeine in them, and we all sometimes take too much stimulants at night. Even chocolate can be a stimulant at night. Yes,
I feel at night that you need to retrain yourself to go to sleep earlier.
You're right. In fact, in a lot of the sleeping disorder centers, they'll talk about how to kind of retrain yourself to improve your sleep hygiene. And that's part of it.
Natural sleep is just blissful and so important for your health, isn't it?
Suzanne, it's so important. I had the good fortune about almost 20 years ago, I worked in a sleeping disorder center. I got to see people with sleep apnea, insomnia, periodic leg movement disorders, and I saw firsthand how it disrupts your brainwave patterns. And most people don't realize our brains have to go through a specific set of patterns when we sleep. People think, oh, you just go to sleep, but sleep is very active.
What is it? What happens in the first 3 hours of sleep?
Well, sleep has 5 stages.
Right.
There's REM sleep, where your eyes are moving and associated with dreams, and then you have stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, each one of those has a different brainwave pattern that your brain should go through. When we first go to sleep, you go into stage 1, then 2, but then back to 1, then 2, then 3, then back to 2, and it repeats this, and then you get more of your REM sleep actually closer to the morning. So you'll have your longest REM period, usually about an hour, right before you wake up.
Snoring. What is that from, and why are we snoring, and does that interrupt with sleep, or does that just really interrupt who you're sleeping with?
It definitely usually interrupts who you're sleeping with, but snoring can be a sign of sleep apnea, but it doesn't always mean so. And sleep apnea is where your airway kind of closes off, so during the night you're not even breathing. And the weirdest part about it is people don't know it's happening. We had a 12-year-old boy come into the sleep lab. Everybody said, oh, he's lazy, he's unmotivated, maybe he's mentally challenged. We hooked him up. I watched his brain waves during the night. I saw his oxygen level go from 96% to 50%. I never saw anybody go that low. The poor boy wasn't lazy, he wasn't unmotivated. He had a serious sleeping disorder. He had sleep apnea. And we see that with men, we know it happens with women. People out there watching right now could have this. They need to get it corrected if they want to live longer and feel happier and not be irritable and not be depressed and have better sex lives, because if you have a sleeping disorder, you feel it in all of those areas. So whenever you see low testosterone and somebody is fatigued, or they wake up in the morning and have a headache, then they should get checked out. If they have unexplained high blood pressure that's not being well treated, they need to get a sleep study done.
It's all connected, isn't it?
It's all connected.
Right. Thanks, this is great. So many people have trouble sleeping. This is real fabulous information. Got a website?
Yes, it's lef.org.
Well, my viewers will love it. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Look forward to seeing you again. We'll be back. Thank you.
To learn more about what you've heard today on The Suzanne Show, sign up now for the Ultimate Health Giveaway, brought to you by Life Extension. You'll receive a free special report all about how you can get a good night's sleep naturally. Plus, you'll get a free 1-year Life Extension membership with no obligation and access to groundbreaking information for longer life. You'll also be entered for a chance to win exciting prizes every week, including a luxury cruise. Sign up now for the Ultimate Health Giveaway at SuzanneTV.com or at The Suzanne Show Facebook page.